Hello there, welcome to the Perfume Experience. Welcome back to another fragrance review. So today we're going to talk to you about a fragrance from the house of Lattafa. So I did buy this particular fragrance thinking this was dupe of a very popular niche house fragrance, but this turned out to be something else altogether. So stay tuned till the very end to figure out what dupe this is and should you consider getting this particular fragrance. All about it in this particular video. You're watching the Perfume Experience. My name is Rodney. Let's get going right after this. So welcome back, and today we are going to talk to you about from the house of Lattafa. This is Al Noble Safeer. Now in this particular lineup or in this particular series, I think there are a multiple number of fragrances, maybe about 3-4 fragrances. The box comes like this. It's got a velvety texture. It's a gold colored box, and it's got a deer horn, right? And the presentation is actually very beautiful. That's one of the reasons why you would also want to consider getting this particular fragrance. Let me just pull that bottle out from there and show you to you with the cap. So let me keep the box aside. So the bottle is like this. Truly, honestly, it looks absolutely beautiful. This is a complete velvety green colored cloth, and you have a deer with their antlers that you kind of see. So it's very beautiful, good looking bottle, feels very nice in the hand as well. And that was one of the reasons to get the fragrance. But I was also believed or told by the seller, and I don't actually blame the seller as well. I looked at the information online, and this was supposed to be a dupe of Initio's Oud for Happiness. Now, I'm a big fan of Initio's Oud for Greatness, and I absolutely wanted to try Oud for Happiness because it is supposed to be a beautiful fragrance as well, and I have tried it from another Altos, but I did want to get a Middle Eastern house that I can recommend because on this particular channel you do get good fragrance recommendations of popular expensive fragrances, good alternatives that are available for those fragrances, right? So if you kind of like that kind of a content, definitely hit the like button, subscribe, and also keep watching for more videos coming soon, right? So today, like I said, we are going to talk to you about Al Noble Safeer, and like I said, there are about 2 or 3 flankers, and this is a fragrance that is very nice, but then it is not the Oud for Happiness alternative. Okay, so let me say that right away. So like I said, I was led to believe that this is one of it, and a lot of if you look at Fragrantica, if you look at Perfumo, and even YouTube, you will notice that people will talk to you about this being an alternative to that. But I do have the original official sample, and this isn't that at all. Okay, so let me do a spray of the particular fragrance and tell you exactly what you kind of get. Right now, the sprayer is very nice. Okay, so that is something that you would want to know because the bottle is pretty good, very nice, comfortable, and a good spray as well. Right, so you get a spice element. So one of the things that you notice immediately is you do get a good spicy element. That's an opening that you get. You get not exactly a sweetness, but a light hint of sweetness in the background. You do get some hints of spicy hints, but some also green herbaceous vibe as well. Some green element is something that you do sense, and you sense a good amount of woody element. So these are 3 things that I sense, right? Some spice elements. Now, spice elements into 2 categories. Spice elements, when you think about like oriental spices, like if you think about black orchid or Rosin de Mateo number 5, there are spices like it's a combination of all spices like cardamom, cinnamon, and star anise. When you bring all of those things together, you get a spice element which is very beautiful to smell. At the same time, it has got a little bit of a heat. So that is one element of spice element that you get on this fragrance. The other element is green vibes, which is coming from probably Artemisia that is there on this particular fragrance, patchouli that's there on this fragrance. These bring a type of a green vibe, but they also have a spice element to it as well. So that is one part of the spice notes that you kind of get. Of course, then you do get a good amount of woody notes because there's, I think, Gaiac wood, there is also amber in it, and somewhere you do get a sense of slight element of vanilla kind of vibe as well, but that's predominantly the woody element that you get. And of course, there is a lot of smoky elements that comes from typical Middle Eastern type of fragrances like frankincense, like benzoin, that kind of a smoky element as well, which gives that depth as well into this particular fragrance. What you don't get is oud. Okay, that is why I say that this is not a Oud for Happiness alternative, because you don't get that oud that you get in Oud for Greatness, for example. Okay, so Oud for Greatness has got a very typical good amount of oud, and that's something very nice that's blended very well with saffron. And Oud for Happiness also actually has that kind of a oud itself, but in this particular fragrance you actually don't get that. Now this is in fact an alternative, I think, of a very niche house from the house of Panadora the 16th. The fragrance is called the 16th, and that has got a very similar scent profile of this particular fragrance, and that is what I think this particular fragrance is duping as well. Okay, now even in that particular fragrance, the note scent profile is pretty similar. The note profile is almost similar to what you see in Al Safeer to that, so you can say that that is probably duping that. I haven't tried that particular fragrance in reality, so I don't know, but from a scent profile I feel that the fragrance is closer to that. Now another reason why I say this is not an oud for greatness alternative is also because there is no resemblance to the fragrance itself, right? From when you consider oud for happiness alternative, the original, this is nowhere close to that. So maybe slight hints, where you have the woody nature, maybe because of that people think that it reminds them of that particular fragrance, or it's got a reference point for oud for happiness as such, but not a dupe of oud for happiness at all. Having said that, this is a fragrance that you can comfortably wear for winters. You can wear it for monsoons. It is it is a soft kind of a fragrance for me. It's not a loud beast mode kind of a fragrance. It is good. It is if you like fragrances like Tom Ford's Black Orchid, if you like Black Opium, if you like Rosendo Mateo No. 5, then you might like this particular fragrance as well. It suits well. It is good for date nights. It is good for celebrations. It is good for a comfort zone where you're sitting and you have close encounters with your close one. You will absolutely like this kind of a fragrance, no problem. Performance is okay, just about, in the sense to say this on your skin or your apparel lasts for me only about 4 hours at maximum. The projection is hardly there for about 30-40 minutes time. Beyond that I don't really get much of this particular fragrance. It's very skin soft. It is very soft in nature in general. From a pricing point of view, this particular fragrance costs about less than 2000 rupees roughly, and I will add it on to decants if you want to experience buying a decant and trying this particular fragrance before you blind buy a complete full bottle. So the verdict is, should you consider getting it? In my opinion, you can skip this particular fragrance. It's not a must-have type of a fragrance unless you're looking specifically for Panadora's the 16th fragrance and a dupe of that, then you can consider. But if you're looking for an alternative of oud for happiness, then hold on for some time, because there is a fragrance that you see right here which is a very good version of it. In fact, I bought it to compare these two and tell you which is better, but like I said, this is not an alternative of oud for happiness, right? So overall, this particular fragrance, Lattafa Al Noble Safeer, is a fragrance that I think is just sitting there because they wanted to do something from a niche house. Panadora 16th is what they were going for, and somewhere somebody might have said that it smells like oud for greatness, and it might have got a little bit of a hype there, or a little bit of a following from there. So is it a fragrance that you must have in your collection? Absolutely not. Is it a fragrance that you can pass? Absolutely yes. Okay, so that's what I thought about Al Noble Safeer. It's a good unisex kind of a fragrance. If you like soft fragrances, slightly spicy, slightly light elements of vanilla kind of a woody kind of a vibe, not sweet but slightly sweet kind of a vibe. The citrus artemisia or and citrus elements that's there, they're not really the pronounced features of this particular fragrance. It's primarily the spicy elements and the green herbaceous vibe of both notes, the spice elements and the green vibe coming together to give you a type of a spicy feeling fragrance that you can wear for comfortable evenings as such. All right, so that's what I think about Al Noble Safeer, and if you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe and share, and I'll see you on another video. Until another time, take care. Bye bye.